I'm Evelien van den Broek. I'm a composer of mostly electronic music and a singer, performer as well. I compose music for different media, for sound installations, for instance, or my own music projects, which I perform live. I also compose for modern dance and film and theater. I don't really have a ritual, but I do like it when my desk is clean and when like the small things on my to-do list have been done to clear my head and to have space and focus. So I do like to start from that. I mostly use DAWs. So when the project is more production-based, I use Logic Pro. And for live stuff, I use Ableton Live, this DAW. I use a lot of plugins. I love using plugins. There are some amazing ones out there to create sound material with. So I use them with these DAWs, like the Sound Toys ones or the GRM tools I really like. Yeah, I'm not really trained in score notation. I mean, I can do a little of that, but I really like to hear and need to hear what I'm composing. So that's also why I use these software things to be able to hear it and work in multi-track. So lately I've been integrating a bit more hardware in my technical setup as well. So I got my Monologue and Lyra 8 synthesizers and Model Samples drum sequencer. So that's relatively new technology I've been using. Yeah, I'm an electronic musician or composer mostly, so I work a lot from my laptop, so that's why I have my studio set up with that and a handy MIDI controller to kind of be able to control the sounds on the spot. I have done a couple of projects with multi-speakers, so that's why I've got 4 speakers set up in the studio, a quadraphonic setup, in case I need that. And the hardware I have connected all the time, so I like to be able to just start immediately and be creative and have everything at the ready to start using it. So that's why it's set up like that. Yeah, it depends a little bit on what kind of project I'm doing. I might start a project which is really based on a certain theme or subject, like the Biophonica project I did, which is about mass extinction. So in that case, I started doing a lot of research, reading articles or books or watching films, talking to people. I contacted a couple of scientists and sound archives to collect the field recordings I wanted to use for this project, and then start thinking about how to integrate them in music and with which instruments I would like to combine it, and just think for a bit while I'm sitting or walking, or so that's how I started with that project. Or I might start composing from an idea I have about a certain setup or environment I want to use. For instance, the Kurku project, I wanted to make some new a new song cycle with solo voice and 5 speakers and live electronics. So I wanted to use a Wii MIDI game controller to control my voice live. And then I will start just thinking about this live electronics setup and how to program it, how to build it, and see what I can do with that from the perspective of a singer and composer, and learn how to use this new system I'm building. And in that case, what I really like is that each setup has its own limitations and advantages, so it also has an influence on how you compose and perform. So that's how I started on a project like that. Yeah, it could be just something I am interested in at the moment, or something that is close to my heart, like the Biophonica project I was talking about before, about mass extinction. Then I just start thinking about how I can put this into a kind of musical project. or the false memories project I did. I was just really interested in how the brain works and how false memories start to exist. So that's could be an idea or starting point. And I like to listen to a lot of other music. There's so many inspiring things out there, and go to concerts or see sound installations. So those can get me to new ideas as well. I also get ideas just on the fly while I'm working. So I like to leave some room for experimentation in the process as well, and be surprised myself. So I really like to use the technology just with the thought of what happens if I put my voice through this new live electronics installation, or what happens if I put this instrument or recording through this plugin, and then I just start experimenting with that. And I just also like it when unintended side effects occur when using technology, for instance, and that really inspires me to hear new sound material, and then work with that, develop that further. So that also can really get me to new ideas as well. Yeah, it can happen. Yeah, I might just go for a walk, or clean the house, or just sleep on it. Yeah, other things I try is maybe just do something radical, just completely reversing or time stretching, or pitch shifting the material I've made, or just use some compositional elements I have and make them more exaggerate them or make them more extreme. Also, because it's quite a solitary work process, I like to invite friends or colleagues sometimes as well for feedback, or just play it for them and talk about it. And maybe that can help me to keep going and don't give up. Yeah. Yeah, well, basically, in most of the times it is the deadline. Then I just work until the deadline, and then it just is what it is. So other times, I mean, I could stop when I'm happy with the result I've got, and I don't know of any more improvements I can make. But that definitely does not happen all the time. Or it might happen that I'm happy with the results, and then listen to it a year later, and then think of all the things I could have done differently or added, or so it is an ongoing process. But in a way, I guess it's okay that there are deadlines, so you can just finish it and move on to something new. Sometimes I also work with directors and choreographers, and then it's also finished when they are happy with the result. So then it's finished as well. Well, a lot of the times I don't have to deal with it, actually, with my own projects at least, because I'm pretty autonomous, and I'm my own boss, which is also really nice. However, in that case, like I said before, I sometimes do invite other people or colleagues to have a listen and give feedback, and because it can help you to listen to your own music differently, and then you can make some adjustments maybe. And when it's the music for a choreographer or director, I just try to figure out what this person is missing, or what this person wants, and then talk a bit more about the function of the music, and then try to make adjustments and improve it. Well, I am pretty pleased with my studio, so it could be a bit bigger and warmer and soundproof, maybe. I think there are still things I can learn with the hardware equipment, because I've been doing that for a relatively short time. So I can definitely improve more or learn more about how they work and how I can connect them best. And that might still change during the next couple of months. In a more general way, what could be an improvement is that it would be nice to have more people in my team. Sometimes it does happen for bigger projects, but a lot of times I have to do most of the stuff myself. But it would be nice to always have someone to do, like, for instance, the fundraising and the marketing and the acquisition and all those things. So that would be nice to always have a bigger team. But it's not always possible because of, the lack of money, maybe. Yeah. I like just music from different genres as well, and especially when it's kind of genre bending music, which uses different elements. I like hearing things that I haven't heard a lot. For instance, I haven't really listened to her latest work a lot, but I like Björk because of the way she combines songwriting with electronics and classical music. And there's a lot of electronic musicians I like because of the way they program beats, for instance, or because of the sounds they use, the sound world they create. Like, the oldie Aphex Twin, for instance, or SD Laika, Ziur, Arca, Rashad Becker, Seth Graham, stuff like that. It's really inspiring to me. But also classical composers, because of maybe the way they use the orchestra or just beautiful haunting melodies or harmonies they use. Like Stockhausen and Berio, Janacek, Claude Vivier, David Lang, Sarah Kirkland Schneider. There's so many of them as well in classical music. But also, I guess, closer by, like friends and colleagues that are doing really bold stuff and are really adventurous and experiment a lot, like Anne LaBerge or Knalpot or Beck Plexus is a really nice new band, or Diane Donk. They're all colleagues that are a bit more close by, which I find really inspiring as well.